Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of Try Hard Game with me, Rollcase TV, where I continue to do the best I can with what I've got, which is not a lot of talent, but a whole lot of bull. Whole lot of Red Bull. I've got a lot of bull, and Red Bull has a lot of bull. So let's get together. Right now, I'm still number one in the standings. I finished dead last in the official practice. But I have a chance to fix that in Q1. But it's storming. See, I finished pre-practice NC. What does NC stand for? Not. I mean, I wasn't there. Not chosen. Finished 26 was in last place, but I got another chance to make it into Q2 if I can get into the top 4. The fact that I finished so far down in official practice makes me really concerned. I am playing with the adaptive AI and the arcade
good morning from Austin,
style.
Texas. With Moto3
So
just around the
as
corner,
I get more skilled, the AI will get harder. As I get less skilled, which is more likely than the former, I will the AI will get easier. Hopefully the AI doesn't just go up. If the AI just goes up, I'll have to reset the AI and then start it over again from the lowest level. I hate to do that. I'm going to play some Grand Prix offline if I end up having to do that. Okay, fastest 4 riders. And what are the chances that's me? See, that's the 23 I have, but I could do a bigger 23. I was talking about that at the end. I see that 23 goes all the way, maybe it always goes down. Let's just go up higher on the thing. I have to test to see what 23 I likes better. This one looks a little rounded. Anyway, go to track.
The rider makes her way confidently to the bike.
I mean, it looks decent on my bike, but a lot of the numbers are... Yeah, see, it's a little rounded there in the corner. I think the big 23 isn't... I couldn't get the big 23 rounded because it looked funny. I could make it look better, though. I could make it look... That's what I could do. I could create my own stamp by doing one that's when I stretch it, it's going to be weirdly rounded, right? But then I can even it out. Like I could even do like a circle or a really rounded rectangle and then place my own corners, my own semicircles around it to get it to look nice and rounded. That would be a lot of work, which I didn't want to put into it. But if I want a big 23 that's rounded, what I would do is I would make a stamp out of it because then you can change the color of the stamp, I think. Anyway, the editor. I'm talking about the editor, the number editor. The game gives you, creativity. Oh, who is that? I want to be on your team. You're all green. What team are you on? 55. What team is 55 on? I want to be on that team. I didn't get that as an option. If I change teams mid-season, I want to be on team 55. Well, the team is not 55. The same team the number 55 is on. Oh boy, I'm going to get to change teams. It's all about the green. And I'm not talking about the money. I'm talking about the color. It's all about the green. I don't think there is a good green team in Moto2. I mean, this team can't be all that great either because this guy didn't qualify. Well, maybe... I mean, maybe his maybe he's the number 2 driver. The number 1 driver is doing great. But my number 2 driver is terrible. He almost never gets any points. Which is why I'm committed in this series to doing at least one season of Moto3, at least one season of Moto2, and then however many MotoGP class races I need to run to win the championship. If necessary, to meet that goal, if it looks like there's no way I'm going to be able to meet that goal with the adaptive AI for whatever reason, I think I will, then I might just turn down the AI, find an AI that I think I could make it. I mean, it'd be like, it basically takes me 2 weeks to get through a season, or 1 week, yeah, two episodes to get through 2 episodes to get through a week. Each race and qualifying makes up about 2 YouTube episodes, but I release them twice a week. So a week in race time is about equal to a race in a week in race time is about equal to a race in real time. They're not always in sync, but it's about that. So a 22 race season means a 22 week series. So if I do an extra season of, say, class Moto3, then that adds another 22 weeks to the Let's Play. And frankly, I don't mind. I'm really having a lot of fun with this game. So at some point I might decide, well, I have to do at least 2 seasons of every class. In which case, the Let's Play would last. I mean, the Let's Play never has to end. I could just win the championship and keep going. But then it wouldn't really be a series on YouTube. By then, I'd probably want to do another racing game. But I don't know how long Grid Legends took, or TTL Man 3. Those are the 2 racing games I played before this. I also played Dirt Rally, which is my favorite rally racing game of all time. And that is, why did they give me a red line there? There was no reason to slow down there. In Dirt Rally, that's an ongoing thing. Every year I was doing the official club, and now this year I did a custom club that mimics the official club, because they stopped doing the official clubs, and I'll probably do the same thing again every year, in perpetuity. At some point I might decide to switch it out for the EA WRC game, which is basically a sequel to its Codemasters sequel, the Dirt Rally 2.0. It was developed as Dirt Rally 3.0 initially, and then EA bought them out. It then became EA Sports WRC. But I like the Dirt Rally 2.0 better. I know a lot of people that like the Dirt Rally 2.0, but I idolize it. And I'm one of those people. But I've never actually gotten to play. I can only say I like it better from watching what it's like when other people play, because I've never gotten to play it. I need to break out the new console to play it. Right now I'm playing on Xbox One X. And, whoa, that was close. Oh, did he go down? Yellow flag. Well, that was a bad turn. So I do have a Series S sitting there. My plan is to get a Series X at some point. You know, money's a thing. I got the Series S reconditioned, and it was a model that was being discontinued, so I got it. But I will play the games that I've already bought that can only be played on the Series X or S. Yeah, see, why is that a red line there? There's no reason you to slow down there. I just held it straight down. That is a bug in the line. Grid Legends, I got really annoyed with Grid Legends because they were the same way. It, you know, showed you red in places where you didn't have to slow down at all, and green in places where you really did need to lift or you weren't going to make it. Now this time I definitely not. This has been catching me out every time, right? Oh, I looked away from where I should be looking. Oh, sorry, buddy. I was looking the wrong way. I got an important text. I hope you don't mind. It was from my insurance company. I am covered, so don't worry. Yeah, I texted him at the beginning of the race. Am I covered if I knock somebody off of their bike? And they texted back. Yes, sir. Oh, okay. Thanks. Wham. Wasn't intentional or anything. Watching a video on how to make it look like an accident. In the paddock. Can I be sued for knocking someone off their bike? And of course, if you're watching a YouTube video, they'll say, yeah, here's a hack for not being sued if you knock someone off their bike. Yeah, I was totally BS. You could be sued for anything. They may not have a case, but it doesn't matter. It's still going to cost you a lot of money. Okay, what am I looking? Now the R is flashing. Does that mean it was a new? Oh, don't lift there. I'm still 11 though. I did look. I noticed 11 earlier, which is not part of the top 4. Going to be a double Q, and then I should still have time for the race, even if I hurry through the 2 Qs, jump right into the race. Qualifiers are 15 minutes, and then I've got the race set at 50%, which is usually about a 15-minute race. I don't want to go 100% because then it might be a half an hour until I can even check my chat, and that seems a little excessive. So, plus then I can fit it in better. If I was playing this on my own, I would set it to 100%. There is an option in the game also to turn down time. So if you've got old man reflexes, you can actually turn down time. Of course, I have not done, well, not of course, but I have not done that. You'll have to trust that I have not done that. That's got to be something for speed runs, right? If you speed run a game. I suppose if you provide speedrun evidence, they'll independently time it, and if they see that the independent time is different than the in-game time, they'll know that you did something screwy. Or you could have just, you know, you record a video and then just speed it up. People have cheated speed runs like that before. Was that better? Oh, I was disqualified. I see it crossed out. And it was probably a better, no, it was 127. Invalid lap. How did I get an invalid lap? I didn't cut that badly, did I? Apparently I did. Yeah, I was talking about the stewards in last game during a last YouTube episode during the stream. I had the steward enforcement down as low as you can get it, stewards enforcement, but if you cut egregiously in practice, you don't get multiple warnings. You just will get an invalidated lap. And it probably flashed and told me that at some point. I don't think it was that cut at the very end, though. May have been something I did late in the lap or prior. I mean, it wasn't really a cut. It was I drove off track for quite a while, so that might have been it. It was an overshoot where I just barely got back on the track before the finish line, so that's uncool. I can see where somebody might have a problem with that. I've got this is the only game where I've gotten out of the habit of it now. When I first played this game, it's the only game where I crunched down on my brake button so severely that it like got pushed into the plastic of the controller and then popped. So it got a little. It wasn't bad, but it kind of like I gripped the thing so hard that I pushed the accelerator, the brake switch, up into the molding of the controller and had it pop out on me then. Like, oops, maybe I shouldn't do that. That might be bad for the controller. So that's how crazy this all is. Okay, what did I get here? Top 4? No. But not at the end. Well, okay. 14 got in. There were 26 people in qualifying and official practice. I finished 22nd, but that got me into the qualifying. Only the top 14 went in. Oh, 12. Yeah, okay, that's right. 14 got in. 14 and 12 was 20. 26, yeah. I was 26. Okay. That's right. Yeah, the editor is weird because it's so sensitive. Even though I have sensitivity turned down on this controller, the number editor, the sticker editor, you can just turn the controller a little bit and then it'll drift and it'll keep drifting. And so you got to like turn it a little bit to the one side, get it a little bit past the area you want, and then just tap it back the other area and then get ready on the accept button so that when it gets back exactly where you want it, bam, hit the accept button. It's kind of a pain in the butt. They need to have some dead zone or something. I mean, there's a dead zone when you're driving, but the editor, it registers to the millimil. Thousandth of an inch is a mil. To the millimil of how far you've turned it. All right. $99. I want to see how big his number is on his bike. I can't see it. Now they're never going to show me mine because they don't show. It's like interviewing people, and if it's in the MotoGP, you have the actual 3D rendered faces of the actual drivers. But see, that number could be much bigger. I'm going to do the big number. I'm going to find a way for that to work. I think the rounding, I rejected it because the rounding looked weird, but I can fix the rounding. Seven laps. And I started 25th, so I started with somebody behind me. Oh, that's right, because that's where I finished in Q2. I finished with only one person behind me. So that verifies it had nothing, it was where I finished in Q1 that mattered. Not official practice. Oh, I fell over. I can rewind that. Whee! Don't hit me, bro. Oh! He went tumbling. Sorry, man. They'll ask me, I'll get a message on the board that says, so-and-so hit me, and I get to say, oh, sorry, it wasn't intentional. I'll try to be more careful next time. That's the positive message, and the end message, the negative message is something like, hey, contact is part of the race. But as I said last time, you don't necessarily know. I mean, sometimes the positive messages and the negative messages sound about the same. Now, I've done several laps on this course, but that doesn't mean I still know what I'm doing. I think I'm going to fall out of first place in the... 55. I didn't see what team 55 was on. I don't remember where they're at. Come on, I knew... Okay. That one, I can't trust the brake line. You have to brake sooner. And here's the long lap channel. You can see the brown on the mini map. And no, it's not dirt. You have to go slower there. And I have it set so the AI will take over, but if you still hit the front of it going too fast, it'll... So you have to slow down before you go into it, and then the AI will run it for you. But if you go into the long lap at full speed, you will get the 3-second penalty or whatever it is. Whereas you can fly into the pit lane as fast as you want, and the AI will take over immediately and slow you down. But there will be no flying into the pit lanes during this playthrough because I'm not playing on the simulation mode. I'm playing on the arcade mode just to have fun. And so I'm not going to be getting fuel, changing my tires, anything like that. I am loaded up with just the right amount of fuel. There's no tire wear chart on the HUD, and there can be a tire wear chart and a fuel gauge and all that stuff. But, I've given all that up. because this is the full of fun playthrough series. It's a full playthrough, or career playthrough. A full career playthrough. It is going from all the classes, working my way up, eventually winning a championship in the top class. And that's the full part, but the fun part is I'm playing the relaxed mode, which is using a handle, bike's using a... Now, I wish I could turn on and off some things. There are things that I would have liked. Again, I gotta brake much sooner though. That line I cannot trust, and I don't recognize where it is. Like I would not have minded. I wouldn't have minded some of the more complicated aspects as long as I could say, okay, just drive. Just make the bikes as smooth to ride as the arcade version, rather than more realistic physics handling, and allow me to turn down the enforcement, you know. But as far as having to pick the tires, being able to more carefully tune the bike, you know, that kind of thing, I wouldn't have minded that stuff. Would not have minded that stuff. But you can't do that. If you go into simulation mode, you get the handling of the bike in simulation mode. If you go into arcade mode, you get the handling of the bike in arcade mode, and you automatically get full anti-lock braking, full whatever, which I would probably turn on anyway. But I do like the aspects that don't require skill from the sim, like pit stops, things like that. Tire wear. If it requires strategy, I'm okay. If it requires skill, then it's no longer fun for me because the skill required is beyond my capabilities. And before anyone says, well, you'll get better at the game. Just play more, you'll get better. No, I won't. I'm an old retired guy. I don't get better at games. I'm beyond that age of getting better. And I was never good at getting better at things after a while anyway. I was a quick riser, early plateauer when it comes to most activities. I would pretty quickly understand, there it is again. I don't know where that turn is. I don't know where I have to start that. I don't recognize it on the map. I don't recognize it just driving around. But that turn definitely does not have the right brake pattern on it. You got to start that braking much sooner. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, yes, I would rise to a better than average level of competence faster than most people would. In part because of, I would study and take things seriously and show a certain aptitude for things pretty quickly. I'm talking about, I'm not talking about like school subjects or anything, although maybe that's true too, but I would, things like playing ping pong or tennis or whatever. Playing video games, different video games. But then I would also seem to plateau quicker. Playing chess is a good example of that. I could easily, I was just drawn into that off the track there, like I was hooked onto him or something. So even though I would, in chess, I quickly studied enough that I could beat all of my friends, that I could be all of their friends, anybody that knew anybody that played chess, basically. You know, I got more competent than the average person. But then no matter how much I played after that, I could never get any better. If I would go to like a chess club, or I would play, well, I played online and I got, you know, a Midland elo, but nothing that would be considered really good. It was kind of, you know, embarrassing maybe for how much I played. I got an elo that is my final elo, like never changed for how much I played. And I plateaued much lower than people who played as much as me would have plateaued. So I start off raising to a certain level of competence quicker than other people would. So take fewer hours to get up to a certain level, and then beyond that level, plateau very quickly. So it's like an S curve, let's call it a sigmoid curve or something like that, would be very sharp. I would quickly rise up and then quickly plateau. So, in other words, don't tell me if you just play a little bit more, you'll get better. It's not going to happen. If you playing Age of Empires and someone, I mean, really nice guy, really meant well, but he was trying to be very encouraging to me. I had an Age of Empires playthrough which I finally had to quit because I just couldn't get through it. Playing the campaigns, I just couldn't get through it. And you know, he was trying to be very supportive and say, "Oh, but you know, you did this well. You're just going to do this." It's like, no, I can't get any better. I'm not going to get any better. I have reached my limit. And so I was just getting more and more frustrated and angry, and I stopped the series, which I'm not afraid to do. Is this the turn? Maybe that's the turn. I think that's the turn. I hope that's the turn, because otherwise I slowed down a lot more than I had to. No, that wasn't the turn. Because the turn that's into... It's not the turn at the long lap, it's the turn into the long lap. This is the turn. This is the turn. You see the long lap on the menu screen, and it's the turn that's where the blue banners are on the right. I've told this story a couple of times on stream, playing Dirt Rally 2. Somebody came on the stream, and he was, you know, encouraging me and like, you know, hey, you watched me play, and he's like encouraging certain things, like, do you know about hitting the apex of the turn or something like that? I'm laughing. It's like, you think I'm a beginner, don't you? I'm not a beginner. I've been playing driving games for, you know, I don't know, since there were driving games. I could not even express how many thousands of hours I have into video games, and into driving games specifically. When you have to put 10,000 hours into a game, into something to get really good at it, yeah, I probably got 20,000, 30,000 hours into something, and this is as good as I'm going to get, brother. I know I look like a beginner. But I was talking about chess. It kind of offensive that they say beginner books, intermediate books, expert books, as if everyone gets to intermediate. If you know, maybe you plateau at beginner level. You're not a beginner. You've got the experience. It's just that you plateau. You might still want to buy books, but you want to buy more lower level books because you're not good enough for intermediate books. but you're not a beginner. So what kind of books do you buy? Well, I think the prevailing attitude is you go home. You stop you stop playing a game if you can't get to an intermediate level. Give yourself the year to go from beginner to intermediate, and then, you know, if you don't make it, go find something else to do with your life. But that's not my attitude, and I see that a lot with video games. You know, and they're just immature jerks usually. I recognize it this time. Okay. You know, it's like, why are you even playing this game? That's an immature attitude. Why do you even play this game? You noob. You suck. What a noob. Why are you even playing this game? God, it makes my enjoyment of the game less just knowing that someone as incompetent as you is still playing this game. Well, you, buddy, need to grow up. You just need to grow up. I've got that on you. I've got maturity on you, so I can take that home. You might have more skill at this particular video game, but I think I have more skill at being an adult. And you know what? That's a more important skill in life. Knowing how to be an adult member of society is a lot more important in life. Being good at video games. And the corollary is people will, and this does not happen often. I can count on the fingers of 3 fingers how many times, no, I don't know how many fingers, how many times that is. Count on the fingers of one hand, probably. How many times, if I use each knuckle, how many times someone has said something like that on a comment on a YouTube video, which was like, why are you streaming this? Not just stop playing, not stop playing, maybe that's a little too extreme, but why are you still, I knew it. Double warning, just a single warning. But why do you stream this game? You're not good enough to stream the game. And one I know was like Civilization. Where did they go? One was like Civilization. You know, you take a whole hour to make one turn. What? Stop, you know, stop. Why are you streaming this game? Or why are you making content on YouTube? You know what? Why are you on YouTube doing this? Well, because YouTube is an open system and anybody can make YouTube videos, and I don't make the YouTube videos to, well, obviously I don't make them to entertain you, but I don't make them to show off how skilled I am. I make them to entertain people with other things, like watching me fail can be entertaining for some people. Listening to my banter can be entertaining for some people, although I gotta say, my banter has not been very on today. Some people say, oh, you're really funny. I'd say, yeah, no, it wasn't very funny today. I don't feel funny today. It don't mean I don't feel strange, because I always feel funny in that way. I'm an old man. I always have some kind of weird, funny pain somewhere. Okay, where did I finish? 14th. Did I get any points for that? Probably not. And where did my teammate finish? 25th. And that's only because somebody dropped out. And what's NC mean again? Did not finish? Not finish? Is it like Italian for not finish? No, nolo, concevo? I don't know. Okay, continue. And I have dropped considerably down in the championship. 7 places from 1st to 8th. So I did get some points. I was 1 point ahead. I'm now 22 points behind. So that means I dropped 23 points. So maybe that means I didn't get any points. I don't know how many points you get for a race. It'd be nice to know how many points I got for that race, but I don't think it's said. I think I got no points. And oh, we're dropping now. We are really dropping. Oh, 55. I want to see what team 55 was on. Well, I got another way of figuring that out. All right. Hey, I'm almost a rising star. Somewhere you can see what teams you can get to. What level you need to be to get an offer from what teams. Okay. Now I have to express a preference. Oh, I should have gone to the... Can I back out of here and go do it differently? You see, the manufacturer wants me to develop the frame. No, I still want to develop the engine. Okay, struggling to close the gap. That's engine power. As soon as I touch the throttle, my bike loses grip. Okay, that's the fuel delivery. That's the most out of whack, so I'm going to choose that one. Control fuel delivery, yes. Okay, because if we watch... Did they just do that to me automatically? Because I would have liked to see the bike development first. See, control fuel delivery is terrible. So I know what one that is. I don't know handling, which question is stability and which question is handling anymore. The frame is either handling or stability. And it's, again, it's a secret question they ask you, and you have to figure out, well, let's see, which one means stability and which one means handling. The engine power and the controlled fuel seems pretty obvious. So, but they wanted me to switch to the frame and do stability, but I didn't. Because look at how off we are. Although this guy's the same, like identical, but no, I want to do the controlled fuel. Okay, 55. Is he on green power? Wait, let's do the thing I definitely have to do. No. I gotta do this. The fall of our cage is only bad luck. It could have happened to anyone. If anything, it was me who was at risk of falling off because you don't know how to ride a bike. That's obviously a thumbs down. And this was, I tried to apologize in person after the race, but I couldn't find you in the pit. I'm really sorry. See, that's a positive response. And now my reputation with them have gone up. I think every response has gone up, except for a couple where I didn't get to... Did I just not respond? Oh, when I first started, I knew that was going to happen. I did this last time. When you first start a thing, you get a couple messages like, welcome to the team. And I didn't respond because I missed it. The first time I didn't know about it, but this time I missed it. Okay. Where can I see standings? Overall standings? What button? Oh, it's just giving me the top 10? Okay, here. What team Does 55 play for? 55. Oh, it's telling me he's driving a KTM. That doesn't tell me what team he's on. There is a way, though. There's another way of doing it. The paddock. Is one of these 55? Yes, that's 55. I want to drive on that team. CIP Green Power. Even though they drive a KTM. I just want the color green. That's his background. Look at that. Look at all that green and how good my number would show up. Look, even 55 has a yellow number. I could have a black number on green. And I only require the status rookie. I could switch to them right away. I could also potentially go to one of these teams, and Rising Star could go to these teams, and Pro I could go to one of these teams, and I think the Pro teams may be Moto2 teams. I feel like I don't want to abandon my team, but I mean, it's green. It's a KTM though. I like driving the Hondas better, but I mean, it's green. If I go back, I'm going to exit this. Because if I go to Grand Prix, I can look at the different teams. So, change category. Right now, MotoGP. Yes, this would be a good one. I want this one. LRC Honda. It's a Honda. I gotta make that number bigger. It's a Honda, lots of green, okay? Moto3, they have the green team. Look at that. Lots of green. I wasn't able to start with them, I don't think. Maybe I could have started with them. I don't think this was an option, because if I'd have seen that green bike, I'd have gone with it. No, I went to Honda. I may have seen this. I went to Honda. There's no Hondas that look good. See that all that green is me. Yeah, Honda. That's acceptable. I'd have to change the background color, but it's not really great. Honda. That's a lot of blue, kind of clashes. Are we back to me? Yeah, we're back to me. So, oh, that's a Honda. That's a Honda. That's not bad. It doesn't clash. Its accent color is red, so I might have to see, their accent color is black on my leggings and stuff. If their accent color is red, I could change the background on the 23 to green red. But the problem with that is it looked like a Christmas ornament. Let's see if KTM. I know KTM's a good bike. I've used I couldn't change the background of this to be blue because it's already on blue. Change the background to black or something. White. Anyway, maybe I'll switch to this team just because of the color. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? Green on green. Heartache of heartache. And yellow. Green and yellow. I wouldn't have to change my number at all. Let's make it bigger. I gotta decide. Because, but then yes, you look at, I don't know why I choose that. Now, Moto2, look at this. This stinks. Okay, where did I start? Asper team, okay. Anybody with green? They're the closest. I think that's what I had. No, I have somebody with an Asia. Look, no green. That's not bad. I could do that. Red Bull, green and orange. The orange of the KTM. Maybe I would do that. Lots of blue. Lots of blue. Lots of blue in more ways than one. Brown. Wow. Orange. I like green and orange together. You see, there's like nothing. I'm all the way back around to the CF Moto. Nothing. Nothing. Maybe the Red Bull. Ugh. Or this one. I don't know. I'd like to pick a Honda if I don't have an ideal color combination, but I don't think there's a lot of Hondas here, to be honest. It took me a long time to realize the manufacturer was in the back there in huge letters. Are there any Hondas? I'm just scrolling all the way around. Honda does not make a K2 bike? Or an Auto 2 bike? Apparently not. I think I've gone all the way through. Well, as a matter of fact, there's no KTMs either, are there? Or there was one KTM. Oh, it's the KTM team, but it's not actually a KTM bike. Well, it says KTM. Kalex Engineering, is that a KTM? Interesting. Okay, so these are whole different classes. So is there a Honda one that's somebody else? Like, you know, like when you get the, instead of American Airlines, it's like American Spirit or something, or United Express. That's it. Like, instead of United Airlines, it's United Express Airlines. Well, if I'm going to go with blue, I would go with that. I guess it would be the Red Bull. Seems to be my best option. I mean, just because it looks cool with the green. The black and the green and the orange look cool. And I would have to use a bigger number. I don't know what background I would use. Maybe another color orange. But yellow looks good too. There is yellow there on the bike. So I'd probably just use the same thing. Anyway, so that's that. My Moto3 choice would be this one. And my MotoGP choice is what? It wasn't a Priya. There was a Honda I really liked. That one. That would be my choice. Although if I'm going to be driving KTMs, I like Yamahas a lot too. I'm just wasting time in case you can't tell. Yeah, if I was going to go with the Red Bull green and orange, if Red Bull becomes happy with me, I'm more likely to get their favor. And if I switch to KTMs, I'd be more likely to get the KTM. Aprilia Racing, I don't think I'd qualify for. But look at that Honda. Isn't that great? Oh, that looks awesome. So switch to KTM, and then, yeah, that's my path. But I can always switch in the middle of a season. That's why you get those offers in the middle of the season. But who knows what offer I'm going to get. I think I'll get the green one because I'm already eligible for that, right? Yeah, I'm at 55 minutes. Like development. Status overview. Yeah, I'm pro, and the CIP green, you only need to be a rookie. I'm not yet pro. I'm on my way to pro. Required status pro. Oh, it's showing me who I might want to go to. I'd have to be pro. But I could switch over to CIP green at any time. Yeah. Anyway. All right. That's going to do it for me today, folks. If you are watching on Twitch, stick around. I'll see if there's someone to raid. If you're watching on YouTube, though, that's going to be the end of this YouTube episode. The next YouTube episode will be the next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, at 6 p.m. U.S. Central Time, which is midnight UK, and noon the next day in New Zealand. Either way, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great afternoon, great evening, great morning, great whenever, until I see you again. And wherever you end up going, on the road or in life, be sure to enjoy the drive. All right, Twitch, stick around for raid. YouTube, for you, I'm out of here. Bye-bye.